A suspect who's been the victim of excessive force wouldn't necessarily know that it was excessive force, and whether they knew it or not wouldn't necessarily make a complaint. It might not behoove them to make a complaint. For one thing, they might be afraid of retaliation if they made too much trouble. Based on this video, coupled with the Darius Stewart case, coupled with the number of fatal incidents of police shooting unarmed suspects without charge, all taken together suggests to me that a Department of Justice investigation would be warranted into a pattern and practice of civil rights violations. The video is important, even though it's not deadly force. It shows instances of excessive force. And excessive force, whether lethal or non-lethal, are the kinds of things that constitute a civil rights violation under federal law and warrant federal investigation. And although it didn't lead to serious injury in this occasion, if allowed to go unchecked, it might continue, the behavior might repeat, and then under the right kind of circumstances, under the heat of the moment, the excessive force might actually lead to injury, which of course would be something even more serious. If these kinds of things continue and officers get away with them, there's a danger that it'll eventually escalate, that officers feel like they can do excessive force with impunity, they'll do it more and more, and eventually people will get seriously injured if they haven't already. That's one danger. The other danger, though, is that any kind of lawlessness on behalf of the people who are supposed to enforce the law breeds contempt for the law among the community. And the very people that we want cooperating with law enforcement and identifying criminals and providing tips and witnesses are not going to cooperate because they see the police as an occupying force that uses brutality instead of a protective force that follows the letter of the law. If you take a look at the Ferguson report by the DOJ into their pattern and practice investigation, they spend a lot of time on non-lethal abuses of police power. The police telling people to move along when they didn't have any right to. The police arresting people for minor offenses when they didn't really have probable cause. Improper charges, non-lethal use of excessive force. The kinds of things that wouldn't necessarily by itself lead to a federal prosecution, but which taken together creates a pattern in practice.